Good morning, everybody. This is a Thursday morning drive-in, sort of. My wife and I and Winston are driving through Montana on our way to the Belle Fourche meeting. Say hi, Becky.
Hi.
And that's Winston there sleeping in the middle. So I wanted to say a couple more things about how Jesus loved and honored his Father, and that was his main mission while he was here. And I want to touch on a couple verses out of John 4 and 5. I've already mentioned I'd like to go through the Gospel of John and just kind of cherry pick a few things. There's so many things in there. If you've read through it and kind of studied it, there's so many things in the Gospel of John about how Jesus talked about his Father and his relationship with his Father. So a couple verses out of John 4 and John 5, and then I want to start off in, I believe it's Isaiah 42, the first couple verses. The prophet starts off there, Isaiah, and he says, "He shall grow up before him as a tender plant, as a root out of dry ground." So if you're reading that, you have to ask yourself, who is he and who is him? And if you fast forward about 700 to 800 years to the Gospel of John chapter 4, Jesus makes this statement there. He says, "My meat is to do the will of him that sent me." So what Jesus is saying is, more important than food, more important than anything I do, what sustains my life, my food, is to do the will of him that sent me. So Jesus saying this about the Father that sent him, what gave him life, what gave him reason for living, what his whole purpose was to come down here in front of you and I and do God's will. And then if you move forward to John 5, and this is very important when you think about what he's actually saying. In John 5, I'm losing my magnet here. See if it'll hold up for the rest of this. In John 5, he says, I can do nothing of myself or from myself. So what he's saying there is, I don't make up my own mind what I do or what I say. I'm here to live and do the Father's will, or what God wants me to do. I'm not healing who I want to heal. I'm not giving my own message. This is not my gospel. This is the gospel of the Father. So there's another place where he says, he shall not judge after the sight of his own eyes, but he'll judge righteous judgment. So what this means is, while Jesus was here, he was receiving commandment, and he was in relationship with God the Father, who was and always has been in heaven, giving instruction to the Son while he was here. So Jesus was saying, I'm receiving a commandment from my Father, and I'm giving that commandment to you. And by me doing that, I'm showing you that you can live just like I lived, and you can be directed by God the Father. You can be led by his Spirit. And then finally over in Romans chapter 8, right around the 11th or 12th verse, he says, they that are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So what Jesus was doing while he was here is he was trying to give the rest of us instruction. This is what it looks like to be a son of God. You can be led by his Spirit. You can be receiving instruction directly from him. You can go straight to him. It says that Jesus was the one mediator between God and man. The one mediator. There's no other mediator. Jesus came to reconnect us and to show us what it looked like to walk down here on this earth and be in right relationship with God, honoring him, living for him, doing His will and not your own. God bless you. Have a great Thursday.